What up, everyone? Good morning, and welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30-plus year video game enthusiast industry analyst. And today, for June 2nd, 2025, we'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing. But also for today, we'll take a look at Mecha Break, because it officially launched late last night at a time that I would be going to sleep, which is kind of crazy. It said it was to come out July 1st, but it wasn't until 11 p.m., so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, we'll look at that because it's very interesting. It is different than the beta. Good and bad. I don't know. But hey, yes, Ultronimus, you are correct. I am glad you recognize it because I didn't think anyone would. So basically, about this time last year or something, they had the main mouse guy at Walmart. Yeah, technically was July 1st. But then I knew they were going to come out with the bikes, and then I happened to be at that Walmart for the first time since I had bought this in the mouse, and they had the bike. And I had this when I was a kid. I had the main dude in his bike. So this is more to be cartoon accurate than toy accurate, but it's still really awesome. Yeah, and so that's cool that you were able to. Oh, and you know what? It also lights up. Let me take off the effect piece. So it has a light in the front and the back. Let's see. These are supposed to be like that, but it's crazy that this exists. The universe wanted this to happen, man. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? All right, I'll keep the light on. That's kind of fun. All right, so let's jump into what I've been playing real quick. Oh, wait. Actually, and Ultronimus, you know this, but here's the big news. Last night, I got an email from Nintendo that I could purchase a Switch 2 from them, and I had until July 4th to do it. I'm so happy that happened, because even this weekend, wife and I just went to Best Buy for fun. We were going to see if there was a Switch 2. There wasn't. But I ended up buying a sound system. I talked about that, for the TV. So it's like I had already spent money on the card. So when I see this Switch 2 pop up, it's like, man, the plan was to actually put it on the Best Buy card, just so we're not spending that much at once. And it has the interest-free financing. But it just so happened that in my bank account, the budgeting for like the fun money equated to being able to get a Switch 2. And really thanks to my wife calculating all that. And because I was even talking to her, I was like, whoa, should I just put this on another credit card or something? But I hate doing that. But now she's like, hey, there's this. Like she had things calculated ahead of time. I remember she was even telling me how, hey, we have this extra, so blah, blah. And yeah, it worked out. I'm actually happy that I was able to make a purchase of the Switch 2 without putting it on the credit card. And, that makes me feel good. But anyway, that means no big Gundams for a while, for about a month. Although so again, while I'm very lucky this happened, it means I think it's the 17th is when the Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out that I really wanted to play. And I really thought I was going to have to wait. I'm really excited about the Donkey Kong Bonanza, probably more than the Mario Kart World. And Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out on the 17th, which by then my fun money replenishes. So then I'll be able to get it. Jam Killex, good to see you. So yeah, I'm excited. They said 3 to 9 days or 3 to 6 days that it would get delivered. And because of the holiday, I'm not really expecting it. So I'll probably have it by next week, but I'm super pumped. The other thing I'd mentioned is Senpai Gaming had a video recently showing a new AverMedia input device for my DSLR. I'm pointing this way because now I can have it on the camera instead of hooked to the computer. Anyway, what this does is and I remember talking about this now, it frees up a new slot. So when I get the Switch 2, this will actually be a quick and easy way for me to capture gameplay, show gameplay. And this is 4K 60, and the Switch 2 barely does that, so I'm not worried about that. Okay. So cool to talk about that. Switch 2 content coming soon. Let's talk about what I've been playing. So Mecha Break. Played this morning before the stream just to kind of go through some stuff, and then we'll jump into a match here in a little bit to kind of look at it a little bit more. The game does play different than the beta. And sometimes it seems like it's not that apparent, but it's there, and I feel like it's just a little in combat. It could be a little slower paced, which I think is a good thing, even though they have the aiming using a gamepad sensitivity up all the way. Luckily, I can adjust on the fly, but I need to go in and just. So basically, I feel like they made a bunch of changes, but in such a short period of time that it wasn't necessarily tuned quite right. It's not, it's not Armored Core, but I think it's different than Armored Core. It's not trying to be Armored Core, but it's not. I don't know how to explain it. It is super arcadey, and I'm not too crazy about the controls too, because for some of the main weapons, you have to press a button just to switch through them. And I know it's like, oh, you do that in all games, but this game does have it where there's a right and left, and then a button to switch, but then another button to fire. Anyway, I feel like it's way more convoluted than it needs to be, but we'll play some more. And it could be that I learn the controls and I stick with them. But I guess some of the negatives I'm feeling of Mecha Break are still there from when I played the beta. So, all right. And real quick, I wanted to show, this shows, Tom Clancy's Division 2, Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows. This was me actually testing the game streaming now that you can have the Ubisoft catalog able to cloud stream just off my TV. I was testing it out. The only disappointing thing is Star Wars Outlaws. Excuse me. Star Wars Outlaws doesn't seem to have the cross save function work like it does in Assassin's Creed. So I don't know if that's something on my end. I know a lot of people had issues with that. Jim Coates, do they have cross save function at all? Yeah, for the for Mecha Break, if that's what you're talking about, that's a good question. Let's see. Mecha Break cross progression. Mecha Break does not support cross progression as well. You won't be able to carry your progress from Xbox to PC or vice versa. Instead, if you start on one account, you'll need, And that was the same thing with War Robots Frontiers. So it's very interesting that these games aren't able to nail this, even though some can. There's so many games that actually can nail the cross-play, cross-progression, and some can't. It's actually very disappointing. Okay, the other thing I was going to say is, the weird thing is this isn't on PlayStation. So I wonder if it's more of a matter of once this exclusivity is over and then it can be on PlayStation, that it will be cross-play. Because again, I think it's really cool that this is on Xbox, but it's not on PlayStation. I feel like Microsoft paid for exclusivity. Xbox paid exclusivity. Mecha Break is not a paid exclusive. Oh. Okay. Well, then Mecha Break PS5. Let's see. Later this year. Okay. So let's hope then by the time it comes on. I see what you're saying. JMPLX. And that's actually what I would want to do too, because I have my PS5 and Xbox in the living room and the PC here. I'm going to keep up with this. I would think that they're going to add that in, especially when the PlayStation version comes out. I almost see this as this is their wave 1. The PlayStation version is the wave 2, to build hype. And then that could include that cross-play. But I'll keep track. That's very important to me. Very important to all of us, honestly. Okay. So, and that was it for yesterday, right? Yeah, I didn't play too much yesterday because what was I doing? I got off work. Oh, I went to the gym. I'm doing my strength training on Tuesdays at 4:30. 4:30, 5:30, came back. Yeah, I think I sat, you know what I was doing? And this is video game related, guys. I totally forgot. Let me see if I can pull up a pic real quick just to show you guys what I was working on that was video game related, and I thought it was very cool. Let me go to... So I was messing around in Unreal Engine yesterday because, I'm thinking, oh man, they need to make a really good 3D Castlevania. And I was talking to ChatGPT about it, and they're like, well, why don't you just download Unreal Engine and I can give you the steps. And so we were getting there. I've got a character in this 3D world. I have the texture on the ground, and some of this might be easy to a lot of you out there. For me, this is new territory. I put a little lamp on the I can use my mouse, I think. I put a little lamp on the wall. I put these walls here to try to make like corridors, because the idea next is to make it where I can hit it with a certain item to open the door. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to do my attack correctly. Basically, maybe what I can get out of this is create a third person combat action thing. I just need this small area to do that, where I'm just tweaking the animations and the controls. So me and ChatGPT were working on this a whole lot yesterday. That's actually what I was doing instead of gaming. And then I was hanging out on the couch with the wife, and she wanted to play It Takes Two, but I was not feeling the games yesterday. Because when I was doing the thing with the Ubisoft, I was just like laying on the couch, just like seeing, okay, can it stream this? Can it stream this? Yeah, yesterday wasn't a game day. Okay. I want to round out the news and then get into Mecha break. So, yeah, that was it. So not a lot of playing yesterday. This horrible thing at Unity, and we don't need to report on that. Just some bad experiences people had, and someone, is going to jail for it. I found this funny, and I totally forgot about this. I remember all the controversy about the Game Awards and the perception, and that's the thing. It's the perception sometimes it gives about gaming. And it's like, I think Jeff Keighley should be careful about that. Not that it's a big deal. Look, we're talking about video games, not the end of the world. But I do think there is an art to how you are discussing games. And I came across this. I totally forgot this. In 2023, the Game Awards gave Dave the Diver the best indie game. Yet this was created by Nexon, billion-dollar company. And they were even laughing that, like, the Game Awards... And then Jeff Keighley was saying, well, this was voted on by the games industry. And it's like, okay, so wait a minute. Then does no one know? No. I think that was a cop-out excuse, because he shouldn't just throw that on. Because if that's the case too, then we have to look at the people that are part of the voting process for the Game Awards. I had issues. And it's funny because I don't need to have issues, but I guess what it is since E3... the Game Awards is like the worldwide commonplace video game. Even though E3 and Game Awards are different, they were both kind of this magical time where people are like, oh, there's going to be a lot of game news, whether you're super into games or not. So a lot of times with the E3 is really cool because it's very natural, just because it's people doing presentations multiple days. When you have the Game Awards, it's like this really tightly produced scripted thing, to where sometimes some things come off unauthentic. And I think the Dave the Diver being voted best indie game when it was made by one of the biggest video game companies in the world is actually really telling. And I'm going to try to keep track of that, just because, I don't know, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not like someone's going to buy this game like, oh, I thought this was an indie game, but I really think there is something under the surface that we have to be real careful about. Yeah, and there's more of that because, I was researching that. Okay, here's good news. Capcom's Steam revenue increased by 61% in its last financial year. Just bringing that up again because Capcom is one of those good guy companies, video game companies, and I love to see them continue to succeed. And this is just Steam revenue. And it could be because they have a great selection of games. And then, there's more, especially younger people are going to PC and Steam instead of... consoles, and so you're getting a bunch of people that see on sale like the Resident Evil games and Street Fighter. So that's cool that Capcom, I hope they continue that. And then real quick, Soulstone Survivors. This is a very interesting article because what they're talking about, how when Vampire Survivors came up and became a smash hit, they had put out this, or another company put out this game called Soulstone Survivors, because there's a whole Survivors like genre that happened. And I guess the point about it now is that genre has pretty much died out, but there was a whole bunch of games being made based on that. So here's my quick takeaway with when something like this happens, when a video game comes out and it creates its own genre, it's best that IP holders utilize their IP to make a game in that genre. If you make a whole new IP that it's going to be lost on people because it's just, oh, well, this is just the thing, because that's what's happening with the Survivor like games. People are losing interest. Vampire Survivors is that main one. And I guess what I'm trying to say is like Star Wars and Gundam could easily have some survivor-like games, but people are going to want to play them because of the stats and the data that comes with leveling up characters from those universes. Like the Castlevania. Okay, so the only reason I went back to Vampire Survivors was because of the Castlevania IP, because they had the whole Dracula's Castle. It's that combat, but in there, and you're picking up weapons that are Castlevania weapons. So I think I just proved my point. Good job, Adam. Let's see if we can like from the screen like handshake and make it look real. Oh, good job, Adam. Yeah. Okay. Okay, video game spending by young Americans is dropping sharply, report suggests. And that's 100%, because when you have younger, kids that don't really have their own income, if they're not working, they don't have money. It just reminds me when I started working. I started working when I was 14, but as soon as I was 16 and I had my license, I was, driving to my job. I loved getting off work with my paycheck, stopping at Walmart, grabbing the latest N64 game that came out. Up until, Dreamcast. There was that span of time with N64 and Dreamcast, and I was buying those games. I loved it. But nowadays, even with the kids here, they can just go play Valorant or Roblox or Fortnite. And, sometimes if they ask for money, it's to buy like a skin or something. But, it's different. But I also think it has to do with the market too, because at my age, I have the money, for instance, to buy a ROG Ally while having a PC. This kind of goes to that conversation I was having a stream or two ago where Laura Fryer and Mikey Barra wasn't really making sense with. It's like, of course, you guys, it doesn't make sense to you. You're not the market. I am. And not only is it convenient for me, but I'm giving them my money. So it's like, okay. Was there anything else? No, that was about it. We'll see where it goes. Okay, this is neat. The PS5 Pro is going to receive AMD's FSR4 tech next year, which is pretty neat. But apparently they're having it to where it's going to come out on the PS5 right now. Did I read that right? I thought I read that like they're going to put it on the PS5, but then it's going to be on the Pro as well. But regardless, I still think it's very funny. Is it funny? We're seeing both Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony are all in on AMD because I think they don't want to deal with NVIDIA because of their AI. NVIDIA is in a whole other ballpark because of their AI, and I think they don't want to rely on their AI, and they want to do more integrated work because both Microsoft and Sony have their own sort of gaming AI stuff. And so I think they want to just integrate that. I don't know, but I find that very interesting. Stop Killing Games petition hits over 800,000 signatures and continues to grow. That's a good thing. The idea about this is to make it where when a game's end of service happens, like you can still play it, which I think even Capcom did that. Hey, we got a Talos Mobius in chat. Imagine a 3D Gundam Vania exploring derelict colony in the surrounding sector. Jam Kill X, you can't do that. That is amazing. And think of, you would go into different mobile suits that would have different functions to let you go to different areas. That is a great idea. But anyway, we talked about this, like Capcom has that Mega Man X Dive offline. When Gundam Evolution shut down, they just kind of threw it by the wayside, but people were able to get it up and running. When I was doing work with Bandai, they were asking us to tell on people that were actually playing. I'm not joking. So just embedded in organizations when it comes to games, they just don't want people to have to play these when they're done. But I think it's more of, hey, dog's crying. She's about to go outside. She's happy. But anyway, let's move on because I really want to jump into Mecha Break. That is really what I'm excited about. I played the epilogue. Press that button. We're going to go to this, and you can see I already got my first screenshot. If you're interested, here's my second screenshot. Notice none of them have mechs in them, but okay. So, Oh, let's look at this. Ultramus could do the Gundam Vania where certain areas have to be on foot without an MS. Yeah, I would love that. What game was I playing that did something like that? I want to see the Aliens Infestation on DS. I for some reason that coming to tell us movie. Speaking of Gundam, I am so excited over the new MS that is being added to GB2. Hazel Ozla with the Psycho Gundam arms. Wait, they're gonna add that to GBO2? What the heck? Three. So I can. Well, the only reason, Talos, I don't think I can join is because I do have to go to work. I have to. Right at 8:30, I have to cut. But later on, I'm gonna want to for sure. If not this weekend, I'm off tomorrow and Friday. Okay. Let me just go. I've only done the Apple. I haven't done like a strike, so we'll see how this goes. Master Blaster, yes, that's right. I was even playing the newer Master Blaster on Switch. That was it. There's a video. Oh, I'll have to check it out. But Talos, what time tomorrow do you think you'll be on? Around this time as well?
Ready to strike. Aquila, ready to strike.
Oh, I have to hit ready. Okay.
Elyseness, ready to strike. Sky Raider, ready to strike. Falcon, ready to strike.
It's actually cool to see these different mechs already. I haven't.
Pilot proceeding on.
Oh, Blaster Master Zero. That's what it was. Yeah, that was a good one. Oh. Well, I mean, that's gratuitous, but it's not like it's going to be all the time. I'm going to be looking at a mech. Okay.
Injecting coaxium particles. Pilot sync rate stable. Mind bridge.
And it's funny because I still feel like War Robots Frontiers is a different enough and fun game.
Will speed up if not dismantled in time, causing contamination. Reach the target number of dismantled units to halt their plan.
Elyseness, taking off.
Okay.
Elyseness, hitting the front line.
So, like, that looks cool, you know? But I don't.
Objective, dismantle Colrite extractors.
Okay. Let's do it.
Control system unlocked.
Oh my gosh. So this is, I guess, the PvE stuff I'm doing, a strike or whatever.
Colrite extraction deployed.
Interesting. I like how I have no idea what I should be doing, but I'm having fun trying to figure it out. Like that. That's insane. This is sick. And okay, what else? Oh, nope.
Colrite extractor dismantled by enemy. Unavailable. Colrite extractor deployed in 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea what's going on, but it's fun, whatever it is.
Ejection sequence.
Okay, so what I can just. Oh, okay. So I'm watching. There's the countdown.
Down. Ready for deployment.
Okay, deploy. And I don't even think, like, I haven't edited the mech. I just have the default mech, so I don't know if I should. I always figure that stuff out later anyway.
Will soon go offline. Fire control. Colrite extractor deploys in 10
Okay,
seconds.
so let's see.
Colrite
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
Colrite extractor dismantled by enemy. Assist.
Oh, wait. You know what I should do? Press this button. I don't like that you press LB to switch between a gun.
Enemy down.
Oh, okay. Well, I killed someone. Oh, right here.
Chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds. Unavailable. Chloride extractor deployed. Energy low.
Okay,
Assist.
cool.
Unavailable. Melee mode. Assist.
Nice.
Chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds. Unavailable.
All right, I keep hearing about some extractor and stuff, so and it's like maybe I could be helping do something, but I'm having fun really just
Assist.
with all this chaos because this does have more of that, you know,
Stabilizing.
Zeta Gundam feel. Okay, where? All right, so dismantle. Do I just press Y on it? Or am I dismantling it by standing near it? So many questions in life.
Melee.
Oh, that's...
Shooting range. Unavailable. Chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds. Assist.
Sky Raider here. The sky is ours.
Chloride extractor dismantled. Unavailable. Sword armor offline.
cool.
Enemy down.
Yeah, I love how crazy this is getting.
Stabilizing.
What was I supposed to do? Oh,
Insufficient engine output.
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
Unavailable. Assist. Chloride extractor.
nice. And then also when it comes to health, I don't know if I'm supposed to like...
Let's meet here.
No, I don't want to do that. No, okay. I
Chloride
guess I'll figure it out.
extractor deployed. Energy low. Stabilizing. Energy low. Assist. Energy low. Chloride
Okay, so... Alright. This one's hard to talk and play. Probably because it's like my first match.
Chloride extractor deployed.
But hopefully, like, when you guys are looking at it, it's looking cool. Because for me, I think it's more of the spectacle that's cool. I wouldn't say the gameplay is necessarily, like, fulfilling. But it's the spectacle of having all this stuff happen around you. Yeah, I don't know if I can get them with that.
Unavailable. Assist.
Oh,
Stabilizing. Not ready. Assist.
yeah. Seeing the guys fly around and all the little lasers and things is very Macross-y, Zeta Gundam.
Chloride extractor.
Oh,
Assist. Chloride extractor deployed.
yeah. I gotta mess with the sensitivity. It is just like way too insane. Unless I'm supposed to get used to it. Oh! Who did that? Alright.
Stabilizing.
Okay.
Extractor dismantled.
Oh, I'd probably want to change my map if it allows that. Orientation. Cool. Let's see. It, man, it takes a while sometimes to like
Assist.
switch your weapon. Or in this case, oh, that's right. I don't have the armor came off me, so now it's just gun. And, oh, and then I can put the armor on when it's ready. There's a lot to this. Oh, is that it? I have no idea
Victory.
what happened. If you die, use your X to resummon. Yep, just figured that out. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I know. I didn't really get it. To destroy those markers wins. Okay, kind of like capture the flag, first team to 8 points. Okay. Did I just Trans-Am? Layers of equipment. Hit X. Okay, yeah, cool. So,
Enemy down.
like, to me, this is a very fun mecha spectacle. Especially that match. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't play anything like that when I did the beta. Or if I did, it maybe felt different. So here's the other part of this game that I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to figure it out later, but I get points to then buy things. I felt like I just went through a course just for War Robots Frontiers. Wait. Striker Research. A new striker is ready for research. Check it out. Select the striker to research. Oh, is this where I can choose? Let's see. Oh, there's a lot here. Medium brawler. I like the sound of that. Ultra heavy attacker. Medium attacker. Heavy sniper. Light support. And then the one I have is considered a medium attacker, so I guess I should get something else. What kind of play style? Yeah, good. At least I won. I know. I didn't even know what I was doing. Play style. I don't know. I kind of like the play style that this one had. I like the mix of doing the ranged and the melee. Oh, the light support sounds cool because I feel like I'd be flying around and then like quickly and then like supporting others. But oh yeah, it deploys drone launcher, friendly units HP. I saw some. Okay, cool. This is, yes, something where I could be quick and help out as I learn what I should be doing in the objectives. That looks cool. Wow. All right, guys, I am going to head out though, but that was pretty cool. Again, Mecha Break. It's free on Steam and Xbox. It'll be on PlayStation later. And again, I think I'm only playing it because it is free to play. I played the beta, and while it's different, it's not like too exciting, but that was fun. There was something about they've tuned it just a way where it's like there's a lot going on, a lot to do, but you don't feel like you're not doing anything. I don't know. But, all right, guys, have a good one. We'll talk later.